Hello everybody, happy Friday. Welcome back to 3 News Now. It's Friday, February 28th, 2020, and we did it. We made it through another work week and we are looking at the weekend. We have something for everybody in today's 3 News Now. We've got your news, of course, health information, sports, and then information on deals, dining, and entertainment as you look ahead at the weekend. This special weekend, which is a leap day weekend. First leap day on a Saturday we've had since 1992, so lots of places taking advantage of that. Here's the stuff we're going to be covering for you today. First off, we're going to talk about some serious health news. There are 2 women who have died from flu-related illness in Cuyahoga County. This is after the death of Cleveland Clinic cardiologist Dr. David Taylor related to flu-related illness. If you're in Stark County, you're going to want to watch your speed and be extra careful with your driving in the month of March. Of course, you should never drive while intoxicated. We'll tell you specifically why that might be a little extra risky for you in the month of March. Also, Nike is releasing its first Kobe shoes since the death of Kobe Bryant in January. Our 3 News sports analyst Ben Axelrod will join us to talk about that, as well as the many ways that the late Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna have been remembered, along with the death of the 7 others in that helicopter crash. And then we'll take a look at it being Friday, our interactive fish fry map, as many of you are celebrating and observing Lent for the next several weeks. Looking more towards the weekend, it is Leap Day on Saturday, so we've got information about deals and freebies for you, and then a little preview of your weekend guide of fun things going on here in Northeast Ohio that you can take advantage of. Thank you for joining us on the live stream. We definitely appreciate it. Let me know where you're watching from. Weigh in the comments as we're going along. I'll be taking a look at the comments as we go. If you have thoughts about any of the stories that we're talking about, please share them there. And if you have any questions as well. Okay, first up, 2 women have died from flu-related illness in Cuyahoga County. Health officials have said their deaths were confirmed Friday as the Cuyahoga County Board of Health released new flu data for the week of February 16th through 22nd. So we're a week back. We got these deaths confirmed today. These deaths occurred last week during the week of February 16th through 22nd. So in that same week last week, health officials say there were 103 confirmed cases of flu-associated hospitalizations. I know many people are very concerned about the coronavirus, and that is something for us to keep an eye on, but the CDC has said that we do not need to be concerned here in the U.S. at this time about that. Health officials are saying by far and wide that the flu is much more of a concern when it comes to your immediate risk to your health at this time. This is also after we learned that Cleveland Clinic cardiologist Dr. David Taylor has died from flu-related illness. He died on February 5th from complication related to the flu. He had received a flu vaccine, but unfortunately, the vaccine is not 100% effective, and he did succumb to a rare infection related to the flu. He was 60 years old. Now, it's important to point out here that health officials continue to say, while the flu vaccine does vary in effectiveness, it is still the best defense against the flu. And also, health officials will say that the best thing you can do is wash your hands and avoid knowingly coming in contact with people who are sick. You know, some things are unavoidable, but if you can, if you notice someone is sick, maybe just, steer away from that as well. Earlier this month, the CDC released its preliminary vaccine effectiveness estimates that show the vaccine has been 45% effective in adults and overall, and 55% in children. They measure the effectiveness of the vaccine based on how well it reduces the number of doctor and hospital visits associated with the flu. So you have that information. Again, health officials say the best bet is to get your flu vaccine and continue to wash your hands. Another thing you need to be careful about, your roadway behavior in Stark County, because the Stark County Sheriff's Office has announced plans to increase traffic enforcement and patrols throughout the entire county in the entire month of March, which starts on Sunday, March 1st. Their primary focus is going to be targeting impaired drivers and speeding. Here's what the Stark County Sheriff's Office had to say about that. Every day, 28 people die, and every 2 minutes a person is injured in an impaired driving crash in the U.S. In fact, on average, 2 out of 3 people will be involved in an impaired driving crash in their lifetime. So Stark County is taking this very seriously. They don't want to take any chances. They'll be increasing patrols related to these specific target areas throughout the entire month of March. When it comes to speeding specifically, authorities say they will strictly enforce the laws. And this enforcement is coming as a result of a grant from the Ohio Department of Public Safety's Ohio Traffic Safety Office, which is providing additional funding to make this increased patrol happen all throughout Stark County in the month of March. All right, now we're going to turn to sports news, and we'll be bringing in our 3 News sports analyst, Ben Axelrod. Thanks for joining us, Ben.
Of course.
So there's a hot tip. Nike has a new shoe coming out.
They do. It's the latest model, or the latest colorway of the Kobe Bryant line, and obviously Kobe Bryant passing away in January, tragic passing, him and his 13-year-old daughter Gianna, along with 7 others. And pretty much immediately after Kobe passed away, his shoes sold out on Nike.com, pretty much at shoe stores across the country.
Wow.
You can't find Kobe gear or Nike shoes anywhere. So this is the first release since the death. It's coming on March 26th, which is actually exactly 2 months after his death. I don't know if that's a coincidence or not, but it's a Lakers colored version of the Kobe 5, which was the shoe that was releasing earlier this year, and it's going to be a really popular release, obviously.
So this is incredibly significant. You say jerseys have been sold out, shoes have been sold out. We've been seeing so many things, murals everywhere, people wearing these things. Kobe Bryant's death, which happened on January 26th, over a month ago now, just one of the most celebrated people who has passed from such a tragedy. It's really incredible that a whole month later, and now 2 months later with the release of the shoe.
Yeah, I mean, I can't recall anything like it in sports or really, in general entertainment. I mean, maybe Michael Jackson's death or Prince's, but this is really, touched everywhere. It's touched sports. It touched Los Angeles. He was a celebrity bigger than basketball. And, I think you saw that with the public memorial, the celebration of his and Gianna's life at the Staples Center on Tuesday, February 24th, or I think it was Monday, February 24th. But Beyonce opening and Michael Jordan giving speeches, and the way that everybody kind of came together for that. Yeah, I think that was really symbolic of just how big this is. And
really nationwide too. Remember, we had that security officer who had worked with the NBA, with the Cavs and Team USA, got to know Kobe. Kobe personally reaching out to him, sending him a photo after being on Team USA, after winning gold. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't just the Lakers, holding moments of silence. It was here in Cleveland. Kobe played in Cleveland once a year throughout his 20-year career. Never played for the Cavs, was never really a rival with the Cavs. But and it just wasn't Cleveland. It was, NBA arenas across the country. He, going back to his shoes, you watched the NBA even before his death. His shoe, even after he had retired, was still one of the most popular shoes in the NBA. One, it was just a cool model. It was a really popular model. And then two, I think what Kobe Bryant kind of embodied and what he was a symbol for is something that really touched NBA players and touched basketball fans. And you're seeing more and more of that now with the event since his passing. And the continued reaction to this is truly just a testament to who he was both on and off the court. I think we've recently learned that the last text message that he sent was to secure an internship for a young woman who was in one of his basketball organizations. Yeah, and that's, the night before he died, LeBron James passed him on the NBA's all-time scoring list in Philadelphia, which is Kobe Bryant's hometown. And I know he talked to LeBron that morning, and that was something LeBron talked about was, I just talked to Kobe Bryant, hours before that plane crash. But yeah, I mean, you learn more and more about. One thing I think with the celebration on Monday that was telling was how involved women's basketball was. You had a college women's basketball star. You had college women's basketball coaches. You had Diana Taurasi, speaking up there. He was really an ambassador for women's basketball, and that's, that goes to Gianna and her dreams of playing for UConn and playing in the WNBA. And just crazy how, say January 26th now, and that was more than a month ago now. It still feels like it was yesterday. And to that point of his support of women's basketball and young women in general, him being a girl dad, creating that viral moment with that ESPN anchor that had that moment with him about him just loving being a girl dad. So some people taking comfort in the fact that he died on the way to do something that he really loved with his daughter.
Yeah, totally. And Elle Duncan from ESPN, yeah, that was, one of those things, totally organic moment. I know it's kind of come out this week how that segment came together, but yeah, I mean, it's one of those, we talk about, how much this death has touched everybody, and I think the fact that, he was with his daughter when it happened, and, you can't relate to Kobe Bryant as a basketball player necessarily. There's very few people who could do that, but there's a lot of people who could connect with him in terms of being a father and how horrific those final moments, were, and beyond that, his connection with his daughter and all of his daughters. I think that was a big, connection point for fans and even non-basketball fans. I've seen people who I didn't know knew anything about basketball use the Girl Dad hashtag in the week since.
Well, people will definitely be very excited that they'll now have a brand new opportunity. If they didn't get their hands on some Kobe merchandise before, now they can maybe get in on this Nike release coming on March 26th.
Yep.
And we have all of those details on the website in Ben's article. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. With today being Friday, here's another thing that you need to know about. We do have our interactive fish fry map up on WKYC.com. This is a pretty cool tool that's going to let you know about any of the fish fries in the area if you're particularly interested in that, if you're not eating meat, if you're observing Lent on Friday, and also plus who doesn't love a fish fry. So you go to WKYC.com/fish fry and there you'll find it there. So there's an interactive map. You can scroll into it. It keeps getting more and more populated as people submit information. You scroll in, you see a location that you like, you click on a fish, and then that gives you the details about that fish fry. So you know where to go, when to be there, and all of that good stuff. And then if you scroll down, this is key, if you know information about a fish fry that you would like us to share, you just submit it right there, and then we will get that entered into the website for you so that everybody else can enjoy the fish fry that you know about. So definitely take advantage of that, whether you're observing Lent or not. Fish fry is always fun. Now, as we were talking about Leap Day being on Saturday, there are some companies who are offering some pretty sweet deals and freebies for people. As we said earlier, it's on Saturday for the first time since 1992, so that's been 7 leap years, if you're counting, because it kind of moves one day every 4 years, every time that we get to enjoy it. So Miller Lite particularly is taking advantage of this. If you buy a 24-pack of Miller Lite on Saturday, you can save that receipt, and they're going to be posting a QR code on their Instagram and Twitter feeds. So you can use that QR code to send that receipt to them and get a refund for your case of beer. So Miller Lite's going to be giving away a lot of free beer this Saturday. If you want to get in on it, you definitely can. Obviously 21 and over for that. Here's something exciting for people who are celebrating their birthday on Saturday, who they don't get to do it, except for every 4 years. Olive Garden has a special for leaplings. That's what they're calling people who have their birthday on leap year on Saturday this year. You can get 4 free dolcinis, which are their desserts, on your birthday if you show up at an Olive Garden on Saturday. They also have another special. They have this special where you go and you buy an entree and then you get to take one home for $5. Well, on Saturday they're offering that for everyone for just $2.29. This one is my particular favorite though. If you really love Quiznos subs and you really love your partner, this one is for you. If you're thinking about getting engaged, if you do it on Saturday and you propose with a Quiznos sub instead of a ring, snap a picture of it and send that to Quiznos using their appropriate hashtag. I think it's a hashtag #SayYesToQuiznos. You'll be entered to win free catering at your wedding. So if you and your loved one love Quiznos and you love saving money, that might be the deal for you. But I will say this, know your audience, because not everyone would say yes to a Quiznos sub proposal. But if you're proposing, you probably know that already. Okay, looking even further ahead to the weekend, there's lots of fun things going on. We've got the full guide up for you on WKYC.com. Here's a couple of highlights. If you like country music, Justin Moore and Tracy Lawrence are performing at the Wolstein Center on Saturday at 7:30. It's the Late Nights and Long Necks tour, so you can grab those tickets for that. And also, if you want to chill out for charity, you can take part in the Polar Bear Jump in Portage Lakes on Saturday. But be warned, it's going to be a cold one. The jump takes place at 2 p.m. and it's expected to be 29 degrees at that time. So if you haven't registered already, don't worry. Pre-registration did close on Tuesday, but you can register on site. You just have to get there at noon at the Portage Lakes Park, and then you can take part in that icy dive for charity. And of course, the proceeds there will benefit children with special needs. And one more event you might want to take a look at if you'd like to wind down this weekend. Brown's Fit, the new gym here in the Flats, has a yoga and brunch event. It's $25. It starts at 9:30 in the morning. You get a 1-hour class, and then afterwards you get mimosas, coffee, and avocado toast. And then you also get a voucher for lunch at Bold, which is a restaurant here in the Flats as well, right by Brown's Fit. So lots of great opportunities for you to take advantage of. We've got links to those events and even more on our 3 News app and WKYC.com. You can text the word NOW to 216-344-3300. Again, that's 216-344-3300, and you can get links to all of these stories that we just talked about. Thank you for joining us here on 3 News Now. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/user/WKYC-TV. Also on Facebook, facebook.com/WKYC.channel3. Then you can find me directly on Twitter and Instagram at _Stephanie Haney. Also on Facebook, facebook.com/TheStephanie Haney. I hope you have a wonderful Friday, an amazing weekend, and you get recharged and ready for the week ahead. I'm Stephanie Haney. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday.